She sent you, didn't she?
Good work. We know the name of our enemy. That's half the battle won.
Exactly.
Kill me then. I am not afraid to die for my beliefs.
This has to be done. You know it.
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker shall guide them.
Ugh, the people I have to work with.
I know, right?
So Fiona and her malcontents are finally under proper authority. That's an excellent beginning, my dear. We will have to discuss how to administrate this new acid. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
We can handle the mages. There's no need for Templars.
Have any of these men faced an abomination before, my dear? Have you? The veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. You know as well as I do that mages attract demons where the veil is thin. Do you imagine the rebels are safer from demons now that horrors pour out of the Fade unsummoned? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
If you're seeing demons everywhere, do you believe you're a risk? Do you believe I am?
We are a risk, darling. Better to know it and use caution. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're just spouting chantry propaganda, Vivian.
My dear, what a world you must live in. Do you know how young mages are found? A little girl has a nightmare, and in her sleep, she burns her house down. A teenage boy has a fit, and lightning rips his mother to pieces. You know how these stories go. Perhaps you lived one. People don't learn the fear of magic at chantry services, my dear. They learn it from us. Tell me something. You said once that you wanted to change things. What future would you build for mages?
Mages should be treated like anybody else.
You are not the first to forget that the walls of our towers kept the wolves out as much as they kept us in. We hate the Templars when they stand over us in judgment, but we thank them with all our hearts when they keep the mob at bay. It's something to consider, my dear.
Nothing to crow about. Do people normally fall out of the sky where you come from? The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Just be there when we need you, and don't ask too many questions.
Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
A few of them worship me and think I'm destined for greatness. I don't disagree.
I don't think I've ever met someone quite so proud of who they are. It's refreshing. Suppose being called Andraste's Herald must go to your head.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
What he did can't be overlooked, no matter the motive.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood? Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the Blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
War forces terrible choices on us. But justice demands its due. Gregory Dedrick, I sentence you to a swift death.
The day has come at last. Maker, forgive my sins.
wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
This is supposed to make sense? I'm judging a box?
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
I call for rehabilitation. The skull shall do public theater about the evils of evil. I also judge the box. End table for orphans.
That's quite enough, Inquisitor. Point taken. I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Florian de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Out of your element, Florian. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Despite her posture, Lady Florian has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Well, she has caused no end of misery. It's time she brought some joy. Grand Duchess Florian de Chalon, jester to the Inquisition. In flat shoes.
History's greatest malevolence, Inquisitor. I am the jest of Orlais already.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Why does the Divine need a successor? Who cares if her throne is empty?
If there's no Divine, there is no Chantry. Perhaps that is your wish. The Chantry has not been kind to mages. I don't blame you for thinking as you do. You think Thedas hates mages now? If the Chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's Chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
It was the Chantry that taught people hate and fear.
If the Chantry led them to this place, it can lead them out of it. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later.
Inquisitor, tell me, how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Being you. Are you blissfully unaware? Or deep inside, is some part of you banging on the walls, screaming?
Being me feels great. Like pulling on a warm pair of stockings.
Continue with your merry japes. It would be sad were you forced to examine yourself with a critical eye. Are you relieved to have mages back under control? Perhaps when you're done, you can leash them like the Canari do.
I don't hear of mages blowing things up where the Kunari rule.
Of course! Everyone is happy under the Qun. What's the sacrifice of a few lives to keep people from discomfort? I should thank you, Inquisitor. I had spent time with few of your people before this. From the stories, I thought you all thuggish, simple and crude. Now I know I was right. You have no idea what a comfort that is. How entirely expected. By your leave, Inquisitor.
Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus. We found him alive, offering extreme resistance, likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of justice you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
I'm struggling to understand how judging you can make up for anything that happened.
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear. Not just Corypheus, but Tevinter, rightful ruler of every piece of ground you trod in your pathetic life. I served a living god. Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
Lord Erimond, any protection you thought you had has apparently been withdrawn. You will die. By my hand.
Petty actions. Truth lies in the next world.
Qunari training exercise to master your fear. I heard about the nightmare at Adamant. Sounded big.
You're scared of demons?
Course I'm scared of demons. Who in their right mind isn't? I mean, not like, oh, real demons. Big ones with fangs and crap. You're not gonna hit me, are you?
You're scared. This isn't going to help.
It helped in the old days. Get the piss scared out of you, then go through some pain exercises. Learn to master it. For the Qunari, demons are the scariest thing out there. More so than dragons. Even mages. Possession, losing your mind. That's the worst thing that can happen to you.
Stop worrying. If you get possessed, I'll kill you.
Thanks. You think I'd have gotten over the superstitions from back home. I don't care about mages. Living so long out here, most Qunari would say I've already lost my mind. And I know that's not true. At least, I'm pretty sure that's... Well, shit, that's probably what it is. You could have just hit me.
On your way. We'll finish this later.
Something I should know?
Is it necessary for you to know everything? Is this a rule I've previously been unaware of?
There are many rules at Skyhold. Didn't you get the instructions?
Clearly the messenger misplaced it.
A shame, considering one of the rules is no strangers in Skyhold without my approval.
As you wish. That man is a ship captain. I'm arranging travel back to the Imperium.
When?
When this is done. When Corypheus is dead, or I am. Then I'll be in urn traveling.
And what? You were going to sneak out in the night without a word?
Why not? The only words I have for you are rather choice.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean? You must be joking. There are so many issues I could raise. Where should I begin? You have no interest in the welfare of the rebel mages? Turning them into your own private army? You could have made a deal with the Elven Sentinels. We could have learned from them, but no. It's obvious. There's no reason to remain once Corypheus is defeated. He's the real enemy, but you... Watching you spread across Thedas like some cancerous growth sickens me. Feel better? Do you? I can't say I'm not a little relieved. This wasn't going anywhere good. Good luck against Corypheus. Send him my best.
You don't care about people.
I don't have time for this.
I won't take long. You don't care about people. And I don't have to stay here.
I knew you'd get out of control.
Forget.
Is everything all right?
Fine. I was just... fine. Thank you.
Ah, here comes the hero of our age. Mighty tamer of the dreaded Mage Rebellion. Savior of Empress Celine. Champion of Ololei. Once lowly prisoner, now the fabled Herald of Andraste. A toast to you, my lady.
You're drunk. That's a new one.
Yes, we're all changing, aren't we? Everything's changing.
And that makes you... unhappy?
You played the damned game Orlesians love so much, mincing around like the rest of them. I have watched you, even exalted you as you straddled the world. And I'm the one who raised you up.
Wherever you lead us, remember?
I do remember. Coryphia still lives. My work is not yet done. Leave me be, Inquisitor. Go do what you must.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
I thought you had everything under control. What's going on?
It's fine. I'll...
You were right. This was a mistake.
Does that mean you listen to me now?
You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what?
Her fear of mages ended in madness.
Kirkwall's Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Be that as it may, you put your health and your service to the Inquisition at risk.
I know. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
Good. Winning this war will take everything we've got. Every soldier here has made sacrifices. Those soldiers need, no, they deserve you at your best. Is that clear?
Yes, Inquisitor.
There will be no further distractions. You have my word.
Vivian.
My dear Inquisitor, whatever can I do for you?
Why did I find movers changing all my furniture?
I'm sure I don't know, darling. Perhaps your old furniture was full of lice and fleas.
This amuses you, go right ahead. I'll fix it all later.
Oh yes, fixing things is certainly your strong suit, isn't it, dear? Your responsibility and foresight are a model to us all. Truly, you are a wonder to behold. I rearranged some furniture. Lives are not thrown into jeopardy by this. Perhaps a little perspective is wanted here.
What are you playing at? What was the point of this little prank?
I merely wanted to see what you'd do. You are the current leader of the Inquisition. It's good to know your limits. And now I do. Be a dear and run along now, Inquisitor. I have so much to attend to.